Ladies and gentlemen, we take pride in presenting
In color. My favorite Marshall.
My Favorite Vinyl with Don Tanner.
And good Monday morning. You're listening to WEFT Champaign-Urbana in a program where we turn the turntables on our special guest, letting them be DJ for the day with music and conversation. It's straight up 8 o'clock, and I am Don Tanner. We're waiting for our guest this week. I could keep it a secret. I could let you know. It's Captain Kenyon Sivels from the Salvation Army. Weather is slowing him down a little bit, so he'll be joining us in just a couple of minutes. And do be careful out there. Do allow yourself some extra time. There is a winter weather advisory until 9 a.m. Snowy, windy, cold conditions. That snow should taper off a little bit toward midday, but still windy through that time, and may see some sun later today. But for now, high of only 36 we're looking at. It's 25 degrees in town. Should be clear tonight, and then cloudy tomorrow. So do, again, allow some extra time. And watch the distances as you're driving between you and other cars. As I was driving in, some of the roads were snow-packed. Others were not such terrible shape, but you will need some extra time to go in. So we're going to start some music ahead of Kevin coming in. I want to make sure we get some of these songs in, and I'm only on an hour each week, so let's get right to it. I want to play a band that's based in London, but its members come from 4 different countries: England, France, Denmark, and Switzerland. And the band is called WEFT, and the song is Mesa Mesa. This is WEFT. And that is the band WEFT on WEFT at 8:07. This is My Favorite Vinyl, and we need to let you know before we introduce our guest, support for My Favorite Vinyl is provided in part by CU CD and Vinyl in downtown Urbana. New and used CDs and vinyl, including rare imports and limited releases. SCEYOU CD and Vinyl, located behind the Elm City Roastery on Main Street in Urbana, and CU CD and Vinyl on all social platforms. So thanks for being here. The weather is, I think it's improving. It was terrible this morning when I got up around 5:30. But joining us, one song tardy maybe, but I'm glad he's here safe, Captain Kenyon Sivels with the Salvation Army. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm glad you're here safe.
It's warmer in here than it is out there.
Well, let's stay here for a while.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds great.
At least for the next half hour or so. And we're going to play some songs that you've chosen for us because we are called My Favorite Vinyl. So talk first of all about the Salvation Army. Everybody knows the name, the Salvation Army. Your mission, what does the Salvation Army do?
Sure. So the mission statement of the Salvation Army, we are in 134 countries, all 50 states. We serve all however many counties, but our mission is to meet human needs in the name of Jesus without discrimination. And no one has to be affiliated with any kind of religion to do anything with us. But that's our why. That's kind of the driving force. And so what that looks like, at least in Champaign County, is we have just various programs looking to help meet human needs. We serve veterans, appropriate for tomorrow, Veterans Day. We have a veteran shelter that we run for men. We are the largest provider or the largest serving food pantry in town.
Very important right now.
Very much so. And as a frame of reference of what the need is, you mentioned right now, prior to November, we were averaging about 100 carts, 100 people a day, which extrapolates out to, if everyone had a family of 3, then that's 300 people.
Sure.
But that's me coming in for my family of 2, you coming in for your family of 5, whatever. But last Monday, we had 300 carts.
Wow.
Which
really?
Extrapolates to about 800-900 people.
And a lot of that has to be, we won't get political, but it has to be the whole issue of SNAP.
Sure. And fear is something that makes people do fearful things.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you want to feed your family. I want to feed my family. Mm-hmm. Our clients, they want to feed their families. And so
there's nothing more basic, really.
No, absolutely.
Roof over your head and food.
And I was just going to say that. Another thing we do, we do some emergency assistance, your heat or air conditioning, your rent help sometimes. And then one of my favorites is called Pathway of Hope. Pathway of Hope is a program that equips people to do well by themselves, to do well for themselves. So as an example, if I said, Don, would you cook me dinner tonight? But if you don't have a microwave, a stove, a grill, a hot plate, nothing to cook,
Right.
you're not equipped to cook dinner tonight. We try to equip people to be self-sufficient and to move towards self-sufficiency. So
you then get provide them with utensils or provide them with those types of tools?
We do that sometimes, but it's more learning the skills.
Gotcha.
More learning the skills that at some point they might not even need the Salvation Army. And you know what? God bless them for it.
Right.
But being a functional adult is hard sometimes. Being a good parent is hard sometimes. And so the Salvation Army, alongside our other partners, we walk alongside these just hardworking, wonderful men and women.
That's great.
To try to equip them with the skills to do well in their careers and in their lives.
That's wonderful. I wanted to talk about the Red Kettle campaign in just a second. First, I want to play one of your songs.
Sure.
We'll do that.
Absolutely.
So, Carrie Chandler in the system, what's special about this song?
So when I was in college, and I did not go to U of I, but when I was in college, I was surfing iTunes radio stations, if you remember those, and I found nothing was good to help me study, and I found one. It was a house music, or like techno for what a lot of people would think of.
Sure.
House music station from Paris.
Oh, really?
And it was very little talking, but just beat, just music, and that really helped me to study, and even to today.
And maybe learn some dance moves? I don't know. At the same
Well,
time.
where I was, if I would have started dancing, I would have gotten kicked out of the library. But
Okay.
But even today, when I write, so the Salvation Army is also a church.
Yes.
Not everyone's aware of that. And when I write my sermons, or if I'm writing an article or something, I'll put on music like that. And Carrie Chandler is probably my favorite, if not, he's certainly top two. And the system, You Are in My System, is
was a big hit.
is one that I'll go to frequently. So that's the story behind that one.
I love the song when it first came out by them. And again, this is a Carrie Chandler remix of the System's You're in My System. You're listening to My Favorite Vinyl on WEFT 90.1 FM. We are Grassroots Radio at WEFT. We appreciate you listening at 90.1 FM. You might be streaming us at WEFT.org. And if you haven't already, think about downloading the WEFT app. You can hear this show live and also go to the archives and hear this show or any show going back 2 weeks at any time of the day or night. 8:20 on a very snowy Monday out there. Allow some extra time as you head out. The snow should be tapering off by midday, but their salt trucks and crews are, I think, still on the way, getting out there and moving some stuff out of the way. So be careful out there. Captain Kenyon Sivels with the Salvation Army is our guest on My Favorite Vinyl today. And again, glad you're here safe and sound. Talk about your background a little bit and what brought you here. You've been here about 3 years in this role?
Yeah, 2.5 in town. So I'm the oldest of three boys. We grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
Really?
And single mom. Quite a sordid history, if you will. And I'm the first. We spent myself and the middle brother. The younger one is 16 years younger than I am, so he came around later. But spent some time in foster care, and mom got clean and sober, and she's still clean and sober to this day.
Wonderful.
Dad passed away a few years ago now, but he was sober when he passed, 24 years. So it's a great great blessing there. Went from Nebraska to University of Michigan and was there for 4 years. Then had an internship at the Salvation Army. And in that internship is when I met my wife.
Okay.
And she's with the Salvation Army as well. And
Was it Ann Arbor that were the Salvation Army there, or Detroit? Or?
actually, it's Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay.
Bloomington, Indiana is where I had my internship. So that's where kind of got placed, and that was okay. They had an opening, and I at the time single, recently graduated, no ties anywhere really except for home. But
Then you met your wife.
I wasn't going home, and I met my wife, and this is our fourth location in the Salvation Army, and we're so grateful for the opportunities that we've had, and life is a blessing. Life is so great, and we now have 2 daughters, 7 and 5 years old. So,
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Is it typical with commanders or captains in the Salvation Army to move every few years, or it just depends, I guess, where the need is greatest?
Sure. So it is a structural thing that you do move around, and that's on the goal of leadership is every 4 to 6 years. We have been on the shorter end of that. Our appointments have been 4 years, 3 years, and 3 years. So we haven't hit that benchmark except for once, and we're very hopeful to meet that here and exceed that here. We love the Champaign County area and Champaign County community whom we serve, and we hope to stay here as long as we can.
And you're used to snow.
Yes, we are used to snow, and actually we moved here from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we got a snow a little bit heavier than this one time.
Okay.
And actually ended up helping get a couple people unstuck because they were not used to that kind of snow.
Fort Wayne's kind of a cool city. I go back and forth to Detroit quite a bit with my business, and I made a purposeful visit to Fort Wayne a couple of weeks ago so I could go by the Fort Wayne Tin Caps Stadium and get some Tin Cap. I love minor league baseball and the hats and things. I don't know if you were ever a Tin Caps fan.
A little bit, Johnny Tin Cap. We had a partnership with them, so that was an awesome thing. And my older daughter's first baseball game was a Tin Caps game, and she was young. We made it to the 4th inning, and I thought that was a success.
That is.
But
But probably with a couple of hot dogs.
Absolutely.
And something in there. Let's play another song, Ascend the Hill.
Yeah, so Ascend the Hill is one of my favorite bands, and they're a Christian group, and my favorite hymn, they introduced me to it. It's called The Love of God. And just thinking about my childhood as well as the work that we do here in Champaign County, were it not for the love of God in our hearts and in our lives, we would not be where we are, both myself and my wife. So certainly something that draws me back to a place that I need to be in.
Yeah, well, it's a great song. I looked this band up. I had not heard of them. Tampa-based band, and the song is from 2010. It's The Love of God, and this is WEFT. Listener supported, volunteer run since 1981. WEFT. I'm Don Tanner. This is My Favorite Vinyl. Shane and Shane was, Ascend the Hill. I just gave away our next song, but we'll call that foreshadowing. There, that was Ascend the Hill and the Love of God, curated by Captain Kevin Sivels with the Salvation Army. And again, thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here safe. And roads out there, depending on where you are, a little dicey. So allow yourself some time and just watch the speeds. All right, that's my lecture for the day, but it's important. So Captain, we touched on the need a little bit out there with food. Hopefully, there are signs that maybe the federal government may be reopening. Hopefully, that'll help with SNAP. We'll see food, but what else need-wise are you guys seeing the most of out there?
Sure, because the need for food is so great. The need in our food pantry specifically is great in twofold. One is volunteers. The folks who help process the food we get internally is a great need. And then as well with that, so what that might look like is pushing the grocery cart from the back of the building to the front of the building with the food that would go in the for the folks who are coming. If you are physically unable to do some of that, we are under the umbrella in some ways of the Eastern Illinois Food Bank.
Okay.
And they got a new system to where we need to do some data entry. And so if someone physically is unable to help kind of move some of that food around, doing some data entry for us would be a tremendous blessing.
Really?
Because our team, on top of the different food and in between, okay, I need your ID. Okay, your name is Don. Have you been here? No. Okay, put you in. Trying to put you in while also, there's 17 people behind you and all of that.
So it's not always sweat equity. There's some brain equity that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's a massive help. So that's one. Yeah. The other is as the need has increased for people desiring food, our need has increased for giving out food. So when you go to the grocery store and you're buying your groceries, buy a can of green beans for the Salvation Army. You're buying, a can of corn, buy a can of corn, buy a couple cans of corn. But all of those kinds of things are vital for us to continue to do the different things that we want and need to do to meet needs in Champaign County.
And when people buy food, do they come to the Salvation Army and present that, or how does that work?
Yeah, so they could just, it happens frequently where they have a few cans of green beans or groceries or whatever it might be, and they say, hey, I'm making a donation. We say, thank you very, very much.
Right.
And so, there's no real sophistication to it, but and then if you're on the south side of town, the News Gazette building on Fox Drive there, they've agreed to be a drop-off site. So if you shop at maybe Walmart in Savoy or Harvest Market or something like that, you don't have to drive all the way up to our building on Market Street.
That's great.
Take it right there.
Well, good for them. Well, I know you're starting off, or in the process of starting off, the Red Kettle campaign, the bell ringing that a lot of people know Salvation Army for best. I recently joined the Kiwanis, and I was mentioning earlier off the air that I know in December we're going to be volunteering and doing some bell ringing for you. The campaign is in kind of a soft launch, getting ready to go out there in full.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shout out to Prairie Gardens. We did our kickoff there on Friday, and then we had a 5K, and I was actually out of town. That was on Saturday. I was out of town for that at a funeral, but I heard it went really, really well. Starting this Friday, and then we don't ring on Sundays, and we don't ring on Thanksgiving. Okay. But starting this Friday all the way through until Christmas Eve, we're going to be out. And so another need you're talking about is, again, twofold. One is folks to ring the bell. So a challenge to everyone out there. If you take one shift and you can do that at registertoring.com. Okay. You take one shift bell ringing, and then if everyone puts just $2 in the bucket, we will meet our needs. That will incredibly help meet our needs and help us to do the things we do, because that money, it sustains us through the whole year. It's not just November, December. And so registertoring.com. Okay. And one bell ringing shift. Obviously, you can take more. We would love that. But one bell ringing shift, and then just $2. And I say just because maybe today you're just trying to get to work or get your kids to school, but on the way home, you go to Starbucks or McDonald's or whatever, and except for maybe a water that's free, you can't get much for $2.
No, not even close.
And so, but those are a couple of attainable things that everyone in Champaign County can participate in. You don't have the great funds. You can ring a bell, but a lot of people have more time than they think to ring, and more income than they think, and can afford, $2. And even if it's 200 pennies, we'll take those too.
We need to help. People need help more than ever right now.
Absolutely.
We need to support each other. And salvationarmy.org .org, or the overall? I give the URLs again.
Yeah,
for the
so
bell
to
ringing
ring
in the-
bells is registertoring.com.
Okay.
And then our website is SA, as in Salvation Army, sachampaign.org.
That's easy enough to remember.
sachampaign.org, and all our information's on there. And but yeah, you can go around, look around, and if there's something that's not on there, give us a call and say, hey, why is this not on your website? Thanks for the feedback. We need that.
We appreciate you coming in today, Captain Kenyon Sivels with the Salvation Army, and you're hearing this live. We'll wave at the camera because in a couple of days, if somehow you miss this, or you're listening and want to see and hear all of this again, you can go to My Favorite Vinyl with Don Tanner on YouTube, and we'll have this show up in a couple of days. We're going to go out with a song. I kind of blew it and said the artist Shane and Shane.
It's okay.
But another beautiful song. Talk about this one for a second.
Yeah, so at my church, I lead worship, and one of the things that I try to do is find songs that are pretty biblically sound, and you can't get much more biblically sound than literal words of Scripture. And so the song is Psalm 46, Lord of Hosts. And on a hard day, I think about this song. Again, it's the words of Scripture. Lord of Hosts, you're with us. Mm-hmm. With us in the fire, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battles, and where else could we go except with the Lord of Hosts? And just the reminder for myself in my own heart that God is with us no matter what's going on, and maybe it's an encouragement to someone listening as well.
Absolutely, very inspiring words. And if you're interested, and we typically will flash up the album covers if you're interested in pursuing the record. It's from the album 2015 album Psalms Volume 2. And Shane and Shane. So this is WEFT. And again, thanks to Captain Kenyon Sivels with the Salvation Army for coming in today.
Oh, come behold the works of God, the nations at his feet.
That's a band Shane and Shane, Psalm 46, song curated by Captain Kenyon Sivels of the Salvation Army. Very, very pretty song at 18 in front of 9 o'clock. I'm Don Tanner, and we really appreciate you joining us today. Hope you're staying safe out there. WEFT weather, there is a winter weather advisory until 9 a.m. It's supposed to be snowy, windy, and cold through the midday at least. And then the snow should be tapering off. Still windy, though, through the midday. And we're looking for some sun later today at a high of only 36. Overnight, clear skies and a low of 24 degrees. And then cloudy for Tuesday with a high of 44. It's a balmy 27 degrees in Champaign-Urbana right now. A new creative space is opened in downtown Champaign, and it's called AKA Yarns and Studio. They're located at 14 East Washington Street inside the custom clothing store Mother Ghost. AKA Yarns and Studio is for fiber artists, knitters, crocheters, and curious beginners alike. Visitors can explore a curated collection of yarns from independent dyers. Independent dyers. I need to learn the lingo for this property. Each is chosen for their creativity, craftsmanship, and color. In addition to yarn, the shop offers art bats for spinning, hand-knit goods, and knitting lessons. For more information on Instagram at KA Yarns LLC. That's again going to Instagram at KA Yarns LLC. In just a second, we're going to get into some new songs from local artists. A band called Sorry Forever that my wife and I saw. WEFT was out at the UC Independent Media Center a couple Saturdays ago at the Gender Envy event. And Sorry Forever Sugar is the name of the song we're going to play in a little bit. Also, something new from Jill Greenlee and a Pretzel Records artist. That's all coming up. We're going to try to fit all that in just a little bit. First, we're going to go to the WEFT Vinyl Vault and take a peek inside to see what we see and historical music happenings on this date, November 10th. In 2023, today, Cat Power dropped the album Cat Power Sings Dylan. It is recorded live at the Royal Albert Hall, and her takes on Bob Dylan songs. 1975, Patti Smith released her seminal debut, Horses. And today, in 1973, Canton, Ohio's The OJs put out what would become the Album of the Year. For 1974. The album was Ship Ahoy, and this monster song, you know it, you love it, enjoy it. Here are the OJs for The Love of Money on WEFT. That's local band Sorry Forever and their song Sugar, as promised. And this is WEFT Community Radio for East Central Illinois. And we do depend on your support to listen and also help us out in many different ways. There are a ton of ways to get involved because we are your radio station. You can volunteer, host your own show, something to think about, be an underwriter, or make a donation at WEFT.org. That all helps us, keeps us running. And we do it for you, and we appreciate it. We're going to go out in just a minute with another new artist, a new song from a local artist, and another artist with a local tie-in that we'll talk about in just a second. Support for My Favorite Vinyl is provided in part by CU CD and Vinyl in downtown Urbana. New and used CDs and vinyl, including rare imports and limited releases. SCEYOU CD and Vinyl, located behind the Elm City Roastery on Main Street in Urbana, and CU CD and Vinyl on all social platforms. Also need to let you know two more things. The Champaign County Court Appointed Special Advocates, or CASA, is a volunteer-based organization that stands up for children in the Champaign County court system. CASA staff and volunteers concentrate solely on the needs of kids, giving them the opportunity to thrive in a safe and permanent home. You can learn more about CASA, C-A-S-A, on their website, casaforkids.org/volunteer. That's casa.kids/org. .volunteer. The views and opinions expressed on air are solely those of the speaker and do not necessarily represent those of WEFT Champaign, Prairie Air Incorporated, Station Management, the Board of Directors, or the WEFT Associates. There we go. I'm official now. Don Tanner saying so long. We'll talk next week on 9 o'clock. Make that to 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock on Monday morning from another rendition of My Favorite Vinyl. Julie Sherry and Doug Hodge of Pretzel Records are going to be joining us. And we're going to play an artist from Pretzel Records here in a moment, Sam Woodring. He's a Louisville, Kentucky artist. We're going to play his music right after we'll play something brand new from Jill Greenlee. And she, again, is from Champaign-Urbana. This is called Out to Sea. It's the WEFT radio debut. Go out and make it a great day.